hope that everyone can see me and that this live stream is working okay. So it would be great if you could please write in the comments to say that this is all working okay, that you're joining me on this quite autumnal feeling day today, actually, isn't it? So today's class is going to be based on the ballet of La Bayadere. It's a ballet that isn't performed quite as often as some of the main core ballets, such as your Sleeping Beauties and your Swan Lakes. But by all means, it is still considered to be a main piece of repertoire for a lot of ballet companies. La Bayadere is actually set in the past in Royal India, but it isn't a strictly true version of Royal India. It is a bit of a fantasized version. And it's La Bayadere actually translates as the temple dancer. So this ballet isn't actually all tutus. It's actually a lot of crop tops and harem pants. It's a very elaborate production often, and it is a story of eternal love, vengeance, and justice. So it's beautiful music, really, really lovely, and actually at the end of a session, I'm going to use music from La Bayadere all the time, but in particular, we're going to learn a little bit of repertoire at the very end from the ballet, and this is one of the variations from the Kingdom of Shades. The ballet is in 4 acts, and the Kingdom of Shades is a moment where Solor, who is one of the main characters, he is dreaming of Nakia, who has just unfortunately been killed in a rather vicious plot. And so he is having these visions of being reunited with her. At the end of the story, they are actually reunited together. But it is a very, it's not really a very light-hearted story, not like some of the ballets, but it is a really, really fantastic story. If you've ever get the opportunity to watch it, I really do recommend it. It is a fantastic ballet with some beautiful music. So we're just going to start off. I'll just talk a little bit about Silver Swans first of all. Silver Swans is an initiative of the Royal Academy of Dance, and they are ballet classes specifically designed for the over 55s. They're very gentle ballet classes, and we modify it so that it is safe for any participant. It doesn't matter if you have any health conditions. It is absolutely, it can just be adapted to whatever you do, whatever you feel is safe for you to do. So before we begin, please check that the space around you is clear of any obstacles, check that your flooring is suitable, and also make sure you've got some water to keep hydrated all the time. So we'll get started. So we first of all, if anybody's joined in my sessions before, we always start off with 2 warm-ups. The first warm-up is just getting us moving, and it's nice and easy to follow along. And then the second warm-up is a little bit more about using our feet. And then we'll go into learning our main core ballet class then, which is all to the music of La Bayadere. So starting off with our warm-up to begin with. So you're just going to walk around the room. Just keep moving, just following along, and we'll just let me just adjust my camera as I stood up. I can just see. I just need to turn it around a little bit more that way. Right. Okay. So just following along is nice and easy. Okay, let's begin. So walking around. So if you don't have enough space to walk around, you can always just walk on the spot. Okay, now taking your hands slowly up. You can walk on the spot if you want to, and down. And slowly up. And down. And slowly up. And down. And up. Okay, now everybody into the middle, hands in front. And we're going to bend and stretch. And bend. And stretch. And bend. And stretch. And bend. And stretch. Bend. And stretch. And bend. And stretch. stretch. Now swaying to the side. Nice big bends. Bend and stretch. And bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. One more sway. Feet together, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, good. So that's your first warm-up. Now for your second warm-up, we're going to use our ballet bar. So you just need to use something sturdy that won't wobble over. I've got a dining room chair. You want it to be something that's about the height of your waist. So for this exercise, we're going to face our ballet bar. So we're lifting up nice and tall, and you want to be standing the correct distance away from our bar because that can really affect your posture. So if we're standing too far away, then your elbows are straight. If you're too close, your elbows are bent. And what we want them to be is just a nice soft curve. So just take a moment to think about your posture. So we're thinking of lifting up but still relaxing your shoulders down. So we've got this feeling of growing really tall. Imagine you're growing through the top of your head. You're trying to get the top of the middle of your head to reach up to the ceiling, but still keeping a nice long neck. Okay, so now we're going to do a second warm-up, which is all about your feet. So we're going to go to our demi-point. So all of your words in this ballet class are actually in French, so you're learning ballet and French. And demi means half, so it's half of a pointed foot. So feet together, we're going to crease your shoe, so it's a demi-point, then it's going to a point, demi-point, and down. Same with the other leg, to a point, demi-point and down. Same again, to a point, demi-point and down, then same again, to a point, demi-point and down. Then we're going to have a go at pointing and flexing. So pointing your foot straight forwards, and we're going to flex our foot, and pointing, and closing, same again, and flex, and point, and close, same again, and flex, and point, and close, one more, and flex, and point, and close. So let's give our second warm-up a go with music now. Okay, so going to your demi-point, to a point, demi-point and down, really relax your toes, to a point, demi-point and down, same again, demi-point and down. Now pointing and flexing, point, and flex, and point, and close, and point, and flex, and point, and close, and point, and flex, and point, and close, one more, and flex, and point, and close. Okay, good. So that's your two warm-ups that are done now. So we've done our general travelling warm-up, and then we've just done our warm-up a little bit more for our feet. So now we're moving specifically into the ballet exercises, and these are all going onto music based on music from Le Bayadère. So feet in first position. So first position, if you just stand with your feet together, and now turning your toes away from each other. So we want it to look about a right angle. So that is feet in first position. So your heels are still in contact, but your toes are turned away. Now, keeping that same turnout in your feet, if you just put a space between your feet now, that's second position. Now, the things you have to be careful of with second position is make sure that your big toes are opposite each other. Make sure that your heels are opposite each other. We don't want to have one foot more turned out than the other. And we don't want to have our weight on one leg more than the other. We want to be absolutely in the middle of our second position. So our weight placement is in the centre. Okay? So we've learned our first position. And then if you point your foot to the side, we can go to second position. And that's what we're going to use for this exercise. Okay, so feet in first position. I'm just going to try and switch this light on here just to see, because the light is changing a lot today. So I do apologise, but there's lots of clouds coming over the sun. So feet in first position, standing nice and tall. So we're thinking about that posture. So we're lifting up tall through the top, through the middle of our head. And you want your hands to again be nice and relaxed, and you want them to be about as wide apart as your shoulder. So I'll just teach you a demi-plie first of all. So all we're doing is, I'll just turn to face the camera so you can see, I'm bending my knees and I'm stretching. So I want to make sure that I'm keeping my big toe, my little toe, and my heel, most importantly your heel, in contact with the floor. Heels always want to pop up in a plie. Demi-plie and stretch. So there's that word demi again that we came across before. Demi meaning half, plie means to bend. So it's half a plie, because in ballet we do actually have a full plie as well. But we're just doing demi-plies. So feet in first position. But what we're going to start off with is just moving our arms. Bar work is still a chance for a dancer to be warming up. It's a slow progression. Things get a little bit faster, a little bit harder as the bar work progresses on. But we start off with plies to ease ourselves into the bar work. So what we're going to do is take your right hand. We're going to go up and round and put it back onto the bar. Same with the other leg. Other arm, sorry. Take your hand up and round and put it back onto your bar. So we're just getting our shoulders warmed up there. Then we'll take 2 demi-plies and stretch, demi-plie and stretch, and then now pointing your foot to the side, and we'll go to our second position. Take a moment to check that your feet are matching. Port de bras, hand up and round and down onto the bar. Other hand up and round and onto the bar. Demi-plie and stretch, demi-plie and stretch, and then pointing your foot, and we'll close back into first. Then we'll repeat it all with the left going first. So left hand up, keeping your shoulder down and back. So it's like you're drawing a circle, a bit more of a semicircle really, isn't it? All the way around and onto the bar. 2 demi-plies and stretch, demi-plie and stretch. Then your left leg will go to second, and then we'll repeat again. Up, semicircle your arm round and back onto your bar. The other hand round and onto your bar. Demi-plie, so bending your knees, keeping a nice straight back, heels in contact with the floor, and stretch, and then closing into first position. Just be careful when you are doing plies that you're not adjusting the line of your back. You want to imagine that you're balancing something on your head, and so we're keeping our posture really nice and straight. So let's give this a go with music. So this is, as I said, some music from La Bayadère. Okay, so right hand begins, and round, and back onto the bar. Left hand up, and round, and onto the bar. 2 demi-plies, bending, keeping a nice straight back. Demi-plie and stretch, and now we'll go to second position. And right hand round onto the bar. Left hand two demi-plies, keeping a nice straight back, heels in contact with the floor, and now closing back into first position. And now we'll repeat it with the left. So left hand first, 1, shoulder down, keep it smooth. Onto the bar, right hand 1, and round. Onto the bar, 2 demi-plies. And now going to second position with your left leg, and lowering down. And left 1, 2. Onto the bar, 1 last one, right hand. And round. 2 demi-plies. Bending and stretching. Bending and stretching. And now closing into first position. And we'll finish there. Okay, so a really beautiful piece of music there to get our bar work started with. Our next exercise is our battement tendu. So battement tendu sounds quite a difficult step, but all it is we're just pointing and closing. So these are battement tendus devant that we're going to do today. So battement tendus devant to the front, because we can do them in lots of different directions. So we're facing our ballet bar. Just check that you're the correct distance away from your ballet bar. Just be careful if you are using a chair that you're not going to bump your toe onto the chair. Just depends on the style of your chair. So just have a go, pointing your foot to the front and close. Then you rub the leg and close. So we're keeping nice straight legs. Your foot slides along the floor until it goes into a pointed foot. And close, and point, and close. But we're actually going to do 3 battement tendus. Keep swapping your legs. So we'll go point, and close, and point, and close. But this third one is going to stay out. Now we're going to do a step called a battement piqué. Piqué means pricked, and your leg is just going to, it's like the floor's hot. So we're not actually leaning onto our leg, it's just a little touch and back up again. Touch and back up again. As I said, it means pricked. So we're going touch and up, touch. Okay? So it's very, very light. Point and close, and point, and close, and point, and dot, and dot, and then we'll close. So that's 3 tendus and 2 dots. If you imagine you have a pen in the tip of your big toe, you're drawing some straight lines on the floor, and then we're doing 2 little dots at the end. And then we'll start again with the other leg. Point and close, and point, and close, and point, and piqué, and close, and then we'll go again. So we'll do it 4 times through in total. So this is your battement tendus and battement piqué. Feet in first position. Okay, so point and a close, and point and a close, and a point, and dot, and dot, and close. Point and a close, and a point, and close, and a point, and dot, and dot. Let's go again. Point and a close, and point, and close, and a point, and dot, and dot. One last time. Point and a close. Keeping your legs nice and pulled up and straight. Point and dot, and dot, and close. Okay, good. So you want to just go and have a quick drink of water, and then we'll continue on with our bar work. Okay. So we've done our pliés and we've done our tendus with piqué. Now we're going to do another member of the battement family, which is battement fondu. So fondu means to melt. Think of your cheese and your chocolate. But this is more about your knees that are melting. And I always describe this as being the quality of a battement fondu is like the inside of a curly whirly chocolate bar. It's got the gooiness, it's got the stretch, it's got the resistance there. So it'll become clear as we go along. So we're going to go with our feet in a new position. So we've had first position, we've had second position, and now we're going to use third position. So your heel is in the middle of your other foot, and we can have third position with either foot in front, so you can swap your foot over and put your heel in the middle of your other foot as well. So you can have your third position with your right foot in front or your left foot in front, which is what we're going to use in this exercise. So feet in third position facing your ballet bar. Don't worry about which foot you've got in front because we're going to swap over our feet anyway. It's like a demi-plie and stretching. But what's going to happen, I'll just turn to face the camera so you can see my feet. When you take your fondu, your front foot, your little toe is going to touch your ankle bone. And stretch. And now we'll use our back foot, but this time your big toe is going to touch your ankle bone. And stretch. So I want you to imagine that you're on a lovely beach somewhere. Oh, isn't that a nice thought at the minute? A lovely beach, and we're stood with our footprints in the sand. So, as you lift your foot up, your foot goes back down into the same footprint. And then lifting up your other foot and put it back down into the same footprint. And we'll go again, just have a go, swapping over your feet like this. The order of your feet doesn't change, it goes exactly whereabouts it was before. So we're going to do 3 battement fondus facing your ballet bar. So we'll take a fondue and stretch, a fondue and stretch, one more fondue and stretch. Now we'll just rise up on our toes and we'll just swap over our feet. So have the other foot in front and we'll repeat it again. Front foot and close. Back foot and close. Front foot and close. And then we'll swap over our feet. So this is our battement fondue. It's nice and smooth. We're constantly moving all the time. We're not just dropping into our fondue. It's that curly whirly consistency. So it's got this smoothness and stretching. Okay, so let's do our battement fondues now. And front foot and close. Back foot and close. Front foot and close. Now we're going to swap over. Front foot and close. Back foot and close. Front foot and close. And now swapping over your feet. And we'll leave it there. Okay. So, battement fondue, that is quite a big exercise for coordination. It's quite tricky when you're swapping over your feet. And of course, we've got our leg lifting at the same time as a bending. So there's a lot going on in that exercise. We're going to finish off with our grand battement now. So I was just wondering if we could just hear the piece of music for the grand battement, please. This is another beautiful piece from Ballet. So it's a very, very happy piece of music, this. I just wanted you to be able to hear it. Okay, thank you. Because it's such a happy piece of music and it's a beautiful waltz. It's in 3/4 time. So that's what we're going to use for our grand battements. Grand battements are very similar to battement tendus. But this time we're going to do the exercise with one hand on the bar. Normally, a dancer would just use one leg at the ballet bar and then we'd turn around and use the other leg at the ballet bar. But so that it's easy for you to keep following along with my video, we're going to use both legs facing straight forwards. So when we're holding onto a ballet bar with one hand, you want to make sure that this hand is in front of you. So, because if your hand starts to go behind you, then that starts to affect your posture. So keeping that hand in front, and your other hand is going to go onto your waist. Okay, so just like we were doing before for our battement tendus, we're just going to point our foot to the front. But this time we're going to go into a little lift. And point and close. Same again, keeping your legs nice and straight. Point and lift and point and close. So there's 4 points that we've just been through there. We've pointed our foot in front on 1, lifted it up on 2, lowered it down on 3, and closed it in on 4. So that is a preparation for a grand battement, and we're going to do 2 of them to start. Then we're going to do a true grand battement, which is like we're just going to join together those first 2 counts. So it's going to go into a swish, but then counts 3 and 4 are going to stay exactly the same. So we're going swish and point and close. So we're doing 2 preparation for grand battements and then 1 real grand battement. So let's give it a go. Point and lift and point and close. Point and lift and point and close and swish and point and close. Then we'll take a little demi-plie because we've had our legs so pulled up and straight, and we'll repeat with the other leg. Point and a lift and a point and a close. Point and lift and point and close and a swish and point and close. Demi-plie and stretch. So let's do our grand battements. Okay, and point and a lift and a point and a close. Point and lift and a point and a close. One more. Demi-plie and stretch. Other leg. Point and a lift and a point and a close. Point, lift, point. Now grand battement. Swish and a point and a close. Demi-plie and stretch. Okay, good. Right, so that finishes off our bar work there. If you want to mind your chair out of the way now, I'm going to do that, and you can have a quick drink of water, and then we're going to come into the centre. Okay. Right, let me just slightly move my camera around a bit more. Right, okay. So it would be great if you could write in the comments if you've done ballet before. Maybe this is your first time you've ever done ballet. It would be great if you could add into the comments. Maybe you are a silver swan. Maybe you did ballet when you were younger. It would be great to hear what your experience is of ballet. Maybe you just love going to watch the ballet. I know it's something that we all greatly miss at the minute, being able to go to a theatre and watch a production of a ballet. So we're now going to go into the centre, and we're going to do an exercise called a port de bras. Port de means carriage of, and your bras is your arms. So this is all about your arm shapes. This is the opportunity for a dancer to really work on making their arms very beautiful and nice and smooth, and keep them moving all the time, so that when it comes together, when it's paired with the technique, it creates this beautiful dancer. So let's get going. So feet in. We're going to start off with our feet in first position and your hands in braba. So braba, I'll just move it close to my camera so you can see. Braba is an oval shape with your arms. So we don't want it to be round, we don't want it to be rectangular, it's oval, and your elbows are pointing out to the sides. So from here, we're going to take our arms to first position, and then out to an arabesque arm line. Now, arabesque, there is one hand in front. I'll turn the face aside so you can see me. One hand in front that's opposite the bridge of your nose, and the other hand that is at the side. It can pull slightly further back, that arm, and we want to have a nice long neck. So it's a bit like two sides of a square. So that's our position that we're going to go to. So, hands in braba, taking your arms to first position, which is opposite your waist. It's exactly the same shape of arms. And then extending your arms into arabesque. From here, our arms are going to change into a new position called fourth position. So these are arm positions that's going to appear in our repertoire a little bit later. So, I'll just explain to you about the positions that fourth is made up from. If we have our arms at the side, that's second position. And if we have, I'll move back then you can see my hands. If we have both hands up above our head, that's fifth position. Now, fourth is made up of one hand in second and one hand up in fifth. So as you're in your arabesque, this hand in front is going to go upwards, and this hand at the side, I'll just come to my camera and then you can see a bit more clearly, is just going to turn. Okay, so I've got both hands there, and they both move at the same time to make fourth position. We can have fourth position on either side, so we can swap over our arms, and we can swap them back over again. And that's exactly what we're going to do next in the choreography. So, Hands in braba, arms to first, out to arabesque. So this is a very lengthened position. Then it changes to curved, arms in fourth. Swapping your arms over to fourth and swapping them back over again. We'll open this hand out and lower them down to braba. Now we're going to take some walks going forward. So these are classical walks. Now dancers, we normally walk with our big toe leading. Normally if you were walking, walking to the shops or anything, you walk with your heel leading the way. But as dancers, we walk with our big toe leading the way. So you can stretch your foot, your big toe ripples down through the floor. And then we'll close our feet into first. And as you're doing those walks, we're going to have our hands in a position called demi-bras, actually sideways. It's a little bit like you're holding a tray. It's a little bit wider than your shoulders, and your palms are facing diagonally. So they're not facing straight up to the ceiling, and they're not facing each other. If you had a light shining out of the palm of your hands, it would make a triangle shape in front of you. So that is your arms in demi-bras. Don't worry about knowing the names of the arms. It takes quite a while to get to grips because there's quite a lot in ballet. So we'll take our hands out to demi-bras, 2 walks, closing your feet into first, and to finish off, we'll take our hands all the way round and up to 5th position. So let's go again from the beginning for our port de bras. Some quite tricky arm positions in here today. So hands in braba. Taking your arms to first, and then to arabesque, and then changing to 4th position. Swapping over the top, swapping over the top. Opening to second, down to braba, and walking, and then to finish off, we'll take our hands down and all the way up to the top. I really must apologise about the lighting today. I've got my main light on here, but the clouds are just changing so much that it's really affecting the light today. So I'll try and keep moving close to the camera so that you can see me, because it is quite a dark, well, it's sunny, but then all of a sudden the sun goes behind a cloud. Okay, so feet in first position, hands in braba. Taking your arms to first, to arabesque, now changing them into 4th, swapping over the top, and swapping over the top, opening to second, and down, and we'll take 2 walks going forwards. And we'll finish off closing your feet into first and taking your hands up to 5th to finish off. And we'll finish off there. Okay, good. So now, if you want to have a quick drink of water, you can do, because we're going to make a start on our repertoire from Le Ballet. So as I said at the beginning, this is based on one of the shade variations from the Kingdom of Shades in Le Ballet. So this is the moment where Solor is having visions of being reunited with Nakia. If we could just play the piece of music. So it's a really quite a happy piece of music, actually. This is a moment where the dancer, it's actually one of my favourite variations to dance. The dancer can, if you've got a really nice big space, it's very jumpy, actually. And it's, if you imagine that it's, the opening of the Kingdom of Shades is actually a very famous series where all the corps de ballet enter on, and they're all making a series of arabesques, just like we did our arabesque arm line, and it's very famous to really show the skill of the corps de ballet, because it's very tricky, and it's supposed to look like smoke just swirling on. And so all these shade variations are visions. The dancer wears a beautiful white tutu. Sometimes she has a little headdress with some material that loops to her elbow and then to her wrist. I do recommend, have a look on YouTube and have a look at the shade variations. They really are very beautiful, very contrasting as well, each of the variations. Okay, so we're going to start up in the top corner. So if you remember that I am teaching this as a mirror image to you. So feet in first position, hands in demi-second. So demi-second is a little bit like an umbrella for your feet. Okay, so we're going to take our hands to first and out to demi-bras, just like we did in the port de bras, a little bit like we're holding a tray, but with nice soft elbows. We're going to take 6 walks going down the diagonal. Try and start with your right foot first if you can. So we're going to take 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. I'll move back then you can see my feet. Then closing your feet into first, hands to braba. And then quickly you can hear in the music it goes dun dun. And at that moment, we're going to take our hands out to our arabesque. Try and have your right hand in front. It doesn't matter if you get the arm positions wrong. Going out with your right hand in front. Okay, let's go again from the beginning. So right foot leads the way. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Close 7, out 8. From here, I'll move back then you can see. Your hands are going to change to fourth position, just like we did in the port de bras. This arm is going to open, and as it opens out, we're going to walk round, go towards this top hand. You're going to walk round and go back up to where you started. Feet in first. And we'll repeat it all again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Close your feet and hands to arabesque. But this time, we're going to change our hands to fourth, just like we did. We're going to open our hand out, but instead of going back to where we started, we're going to go down to the opposite front corner. You think of your room as being the area that you're dancing in as being like a square or a rectangle. We've started up in one corner, we've gone down to the opposite front corner, and then we looped back again to that original corner. Then we've come back down again, but this time we're going to loop and go to the other lower corner. So your hands are up in fourth, so we're walking round and we're going down to the lower corner, feet in first, hands in demi-second. Let's give that a go with music from the very beginning. So hands in demi-second. So you can take your hands out to demi-bras, right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Closing and hands out. And take your hands up, belting round to go back to the beginning. Hands to demi-bras and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Close your feet, hands to arabesque. And lifting round. And going down to the lower corner this time. Okay, so that's the first section learnt there. We're going to take our hands out to demi-bras again. Now this section is going to involve walking backwards. If you don't feel comfortable walking backwards, just take out the walks and just take it as a nice port de bras, taking your hands out to demi-bras. If you do want to walk backwards, if you feel comfortable doing that, there's actually a way in which we can think about it that actually really helps with your balance. You want to think about keeping your weight slightly further forward, because when your weight goes backwards, that's when we fall backwards. So what we think about is shortening your front and lengthening your back. Your weight is a lot further forwards than what you think it needs to be. So your weight is over the balls of your feet rather than back into your heels. So as your hands are in demi-bras, as you're stepping backwards, really think of your if you can get your big toe to touch the floor first, that will naturally initiate the biomechanics of you stepping backwards. So you're stepping backwards, and it's your big toe that leads the way, and then ripple through your foot. And stepping backwards. Okay? So we're stepping, so hands to demi-bras. 2 walks backwards. Try and use your right foot first. Right foot. And left foot. Now, this foot that's pointed in front, we're going to take it to the side, and we'll do a little sway to the side and sway to the side, and we'll just take our arms across with us. So sway with your arms going the same way and sway with your arms going the same way. And actually there, you've just basically learned actually some new arm positions. If you remember arms in second position and arms in first, if we have one arm in first and one arm in second, that's third position. And when you're doing your sways, you can take your hands across to third, and we can sway and take your hand across to third. So second is a little bit lower than your shoulder, and first is opposite your belly button. So down this corner, hands to demi-bras. Right foot leads the way back, right foot, and left foot, and sway, and sway. Now it's like you're going to go into another sway, but you're not. We're going to walk around in a little circle to stop with your feet in first, in the middle. So remember we said at the beginning about how we imagine that we're dancing in a rectangle or a square, however it is for your room. So we want to be absolutely in the middle there. Let's give that a go with music up to there. And taking your hands out to demi-bras, right foot first. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, closing your feet, and out. Lifting your hand up as it leads you round back to where you started. Feet in first, right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, close your feet, out to arabesque. Melting round, and going now to the other lower corner. Now stepping backwards, big toe leads, right foot. Left foot, sway to the side, sway. Now we're going to walk around. And feet into first. Okay, so we're quite close to the end actually now. We're going to take our arms into third position. And then we're going to swap to third. And then we're going to go to fourth. And then to fourth. So it's almost like a little port de bras section now. So try and have your right hand in front, left hand in front, right hand up, left hand up. So those are those positions that we've just learnt in our port de bras. Third position and fourth position. If you want to, you can add in some legs at this moment as well. By all means, just keep it on your arms if you just want to. But we need to think about being in opposition. So as you've got your right arm in front, you can point your left foot in front. This back leg can be on a little bend. And then as you change your arms, we need to change our arms in opposition. And then we can change our arms in opposition. And then we can change our arms in opposition. That is really a coordination challenge there. So you could even revisit this video later if you keep working on it. And you could, when you feel more comfortable, you could add in the coordination of the legs as well. So right hand, left leg. So use this back leg as a bend because that will give you your push to swap over to the other leg. And push. And push. And push. Close your feet into first. You're going to gather your hand up and open out. And now we're going to head down to this corner to finish off our dance. And as we, it's this corner. I need to teach it in mirror image. We're going to head down to the, if you remember when we did our opening section, the first corner that we went to, that's the one that we want to be going to. We're just going to walk down here. You don't have to be on time with the music, just in your own time. And at the very end, on the last chord, we take our hands up to fifth. So we've gone walks, and then we've looped back round to beginning. We've done our walks again, and then we looped around to this lower corner. Then we went into the middle section where we're walking back, big toe leads the way, and then we sway, and we sway, and then we walk round and into the centre. Then we go into the port de bras section with optional legs. The tricky section, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Close your feet into first, take your hands up to 5th, opening out, and lower your hands, ba-bum, bum, and you'll hear that ending with the music. Let's give it a go with music now from the beginning. And taking your hands out to demi-bras. Right foot to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close your feet, hands to arabesque. Lifting up, going round. Let's go back to the beginning. And repeat again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close your feet and arabesque. Lifting up. Let's go round to the other corner. And now it's your walks backwards. Keep your weight forward. Stepping back. Stepping back. Sway to the side. Arms to third. And arms to third. Walking round. So right hand, left leg. Point. And point. And point. And point. And gathering up your hands. And going down to the corner. Get ready. Excellent. I absolutely love that dance. It really is beautiful to dance. Okay, so we're going to finish off now with our curtsy and cool down. So if we've got any men joining us, then you can just take it as a bow. But ladies will take it as a curtsy. So if you have your feet in first position, taking one of your feet and putting it at the back, so it's on the ball of your foot. I'll just turn around to face the back so that you can see. So it's on the ball of your foot at the back. That just gives you a little bit more stability. If you still don't feel steady, then you can take it as a flat foot with your feet in third. And you take a little bend and stretch. And then we swap over our feet, bend and stretch. Men, we can just take a bow and recovering up. And a bow and recovering up. So this will just be worked in as part of our cool down. So just as we did with the warm up, if you can just follow along. So feet together, hands by your sides. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Feet into first. Curtsy or bow. Curtsy or bow. And just walk around your room. Just keep thinking about your breathing. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Okay, so I really hope that you've enjoyed today's ballet class and learning a little bit more about the ballet of Le Bayadere. Remember that Silver Swans is an initiative of the Royal Academy of Dance, and there are classes available all across the world. Please make sure though that you need to look out for the Silver Swans licensee logo for an official class. If you go to the Royal Academy of Dance website, I've actually put a link with this video. There's a map of all the Silver Swans licensees across the world, and you can find your nearest teacher. Okay, thank you, and I'll be back next month. Bye.